had a reoccurring role on Beretta. I did Beretta for about a year
Right.
or so, you know.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I've got a few things in my past that people. I mean, I have a small but pivotal role in the Edward James Olmos movie American Me,
Mm.
which did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, you were a junkie in that movie. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and in Folsom Prison, and we really were there actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that
What was that like?
buddy. I had stopped smoking about 2 weeks before.
Uh-huh.
I bought a pack of cigarettes the second day, man. Lord have mercy.
So let's start this. I today I'm honored to have with me actor Ron Thompson of not only American pop fame, but of the star of the new movie Cargo, which recently came out, and I tell you, it's a lot of fun. You're an actor, you're a musician, you've done stage and movies. Is there something that you don't do?
Yeah, I can't fix a car.
You can't face it.
I can't. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can't do, you know.
Well, I guess that you just focus on the things you can do and do what do
Yeah,
those well.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Those sound like words of wisdom to me.
Yeah.
How did you get into acting?
Oh well, I was always as a very very young child. I sang, and my parents uh, got me into little dancing school things, and before you know it, this is going back to the 40s,
Okay.
and things were a little more innocent at the time, and they had kiddie shows, and I did a lot of kiddie shows and stuff.
Ah.
And then when I got to be, but I always was interested in being an actor, always. And then I saw my man Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront, and he turned me out, man.
Ah.
And I
Great
walked out of
movie.
that theater saying, "That's what I want to do. I want to
Mm.
be an actor for sure."
Nice.
I mean that movie is a precursor to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. There was never a movie like that before.
Ah. That,
Elia Kazan was the director. Bud Schoberg wrote it, and every single actor in this movie was brilliant. Everyone. I mean, the extras were brilliant, but Brando stood like above them. He was just so original. I'd never seen anything like that. But before that, we had, kind of stiff actors, I felt, and they said their lines and didn't bump into nothing. And, they told the story, as far as I was concerned.
yeah.
But he did something else. He was Terry Malloy. He was really that guy. I'd never seen anything like that before. And so that was the beginning of my wanting to be an actor. I was like 13 or something.
Okay.
And, I did a lot of plays in the schools that I went through. They had drama class.
Mm.
They didn't teach you anything about acting, but they had but we did plays.
Mm.
And so I got to teach myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
And so I did a lot of plays in junior high and high school. By the time I graduated, I felt like I was ready to do it, man. And at 19 and $200 in my pocket, I went to New York City, man, to be an actor.
Wow.
$200 in New York I'm talking 1960. That's probably about $2,000 today.
Okay.
But still, that ain't shit.
That was commitment.
Yeah, but and I was the happiest I've ever been in my life, because I grew up in Miami, Florida, man.
All right.
Jim Crow.
Ah.
And I was a stranger in a strange land. I knew all that shit was wrong from a very early age. And nobody else around me knew that. I
Yeah.
was on my own, man. I didn't have a lot of friends because I couldn't talk to anybody, you know. When I got to New York, suddenly my life changed. Everything changed, man, you know. I didn't know a soul, and 2 years later, A, I had a record career, and B, I was on network television acting opposite Robert Duvall on live television. Now we're not talking tape, live. You rehearsed it for 5 days, and you did it, man. And if you fucked up, you fucked up, and that's it. Those series, it was almost like a repertory company. They would use the same actors. Sometimes they'd have big parts, or sometimes they'd have small parts. I did another one about a month later, and Marty Sheen had the lead, and I had a smaller part. But the one I did with Robert Duvall, I had a pretty good sized part, and that was the first thing I'd ever done on a professional thing like that. It took me 2 years to break the ice, but I did it. So my life changed when I hit New York City.
So from New York to from live TV to theater, somewhere along the way, you ended up becoming a stage.
Yeah, it took me 9 years to finally, you know, I had a lot of starts and stops. I did, you know, because of my record deal. I never had a hit, but because I had a couple of records out and I was doing a little bit of acting, I got a lead in a movie playing a pop singer shot in Yugoslavia opposite Hugh Griffith, British actor. He won an Oscar for Tom Jones. And I did that movie, but it wasn't very good, and it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. But in 1969, I got a wonderful role in a wonderful play called No Place to Be Somebody that we did in New York at Joe Papp's. It won the Pulitzer Prize, the New York Drama Critics Award, the Theater Award, the Obie Award. Bam, bam, bam. I got great reviews, and that got me started. I did that for a year and a half in New York and a year on the road. We went to everywhere: Chicago and Philadelphia and Boston and LA. You know, and then right after that, I did another national tour with an all-star cast: Henry Fonda, Jane Alexander, Gloria Graham, Strother Martin, and on and on and on. And I had a good small role, but it was a good part. And another actor named Richard Dreyfuss, he was in it, and it was a good experience. I did that. We toured for like 6 months with that, and then I did a play here in a small theater called Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie? Now, this play was originally done like 2 or 3 years prior to me in New York with Al Pacino, and he won a Tony Award for it. I did it out here, and I won the LA Drama Critics Award, and it got me going. Finally got me going on TV. I started doing a lot of TV.
So you have arrived.
Yeah, finally, like around 1973, my TV and film career started.
I saw in an interview with you that you were, you know, I guess finally kind of out of the closet about who you were behind the scene of American pop. In other words, here you are, you put all the work in as an actor. You know, you physically had to go through everything that you do when you're in production to make a movie. And again, you played 2 roles in that movie, you know, which again, I understand why everybody likes your characters. But a lot of people didn't know who you were, you know, because here you are, again, for those that haven't seen the film, first of all, check it out. It's a lot of fun. and smoke a little herb when you watch it too, because it just makes it pop off the screen when it gets to those psychedelic parts.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that they do a thing called rotoscoping, which maybe you can explain that for them a little more.
Yeah, well, we shoot the movie on a bare sound stage.
Hmm.
We have costumes. We have very basic things that we need. If you got to go through a door, they have a door there, but there's no wall. You got a couch if you had to sit. Whatever thing, very minimal set. And they shot that movie in black and white because they're going to color it later. And then they edit that movie.
Hmm.
Then every frame of the picture, 24 frames per second,
Wow.
is blown up into a photograph. And this was back when we actually had animators, not computers.
Wow.
And then the animator took that photograph, traced the actor, and drew the background into it because there was no background. They had to draw the background in.
Wow.
So, but what you're seeing is on an animated film is you're not just getting the voice of the actor.
Right.
You're getting an exact tracing of the actor's emotional and physical performance. American Pop took 15 years to start to take off. When the movie came out, Columbia Pictures didn't want anybody knowing about the rotoscope.
Mm.
This was before they were doing animated movies and using Tom Hanks' voice and making a big deal out of it or anything like that. They didn't want anybody knowing about the rotoscope. They thought it cheapened Ralph Bakshi's animation. So as far as anybody was concerned, I was nothing but a voice.
Mm.
Because of the way the movie was promoted, it didn't make it at the time. There were,
okay.
And as brilliant as it was promoted in a way that they made it seem like it was like an MTV movie.
Right.
And kids came to see it, and they didn't dig it because they couldn't get into the story. Their drugs wouldn't allow them to get into the story, man. But the people that would have liked it stayed away in droves because they just thought it was just a lot of noise.
Right.
And so they didn't see it for a good 5 years later when they finally started to see it on what was called Cinemax back then,
Mm-hmm.
and things. They used to play it a lot. And then finally, the DVD finally came out. The DVD didn't come out for a long time because of the movie is wall-to-wall music. Mm-hmm. They couldn't make a movie like that today. They couldn't afford it.
Right.
They got all the rights to these different, like Bob Seger and Jimi Hendrix and all these people, Janis Joplin, for nothing back then. But it took them but then once they wanted to put the DVD together, then they said, whoa, no, you're going to pay us a little bit more money than that. So it took a while till they could get the rights to all that music. But once that DVD came out, then people really started to dig it, man. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know. No, man, I didn't know that it was becoming a cult classic.
Oh, wow.
My career started to fade out in the 90s.
Okay.
And I did a few things. I did Eddie Olmos movie, American Me, but I was not doing a lot of stuff. I wasn't working, and I went through a divorce, and my career was sucking eggs, and I just threw my hands up. I said, I give up. Here I've done all this stuff, and I'm not going out on anything, and nothing's happening, and I just stopped. I just stopped acting. Some people stop acting and they try to get another career. I wasn't ready for another career because in my heart I was still an actor, but I just took minimum wage jobs just so I wasn't homeless. I just did jobs, just to stay alive. And American Pop was out of the picture totally. As far as I didn't know. I didn't have a computer. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And so I went 15 years just struggling and trying to stay alive, and nobody knew who I was or nothing. You know, if you're not Brad Pitt, you're not an actor as far as that. And so it wasn't until I got on Facebook, 2010, when I got on Facebook, overnight, Franco, overnight, people from all over the world contacted me. Said, man, we've been looking for you for years. They knew American Pop. They loved American Pop. They understood what rotoscoping was, because these are young kids. They knew what rotoscoping, they knew what I had done in the movie, and they were huge fans. And Cargo, written and directed by James Dillon, was one of my first big fans that contacted me.
Wow.
He had been a fan of mine since for like 10 years. And him and his partner, J.C. Masick, were also.
These two young sharp directors, I know, like I said, that Cargo movie, there is no wasted money there.
Oh, no.
No wasted money. That production was tight, and the lighting was moody, and the way they used the cameras to create movement, all that was, like I said, very, very cleverly done. The biggest thing about Cargo is that here is not giving it away, but you just feel like this, you carried the whole film. That was amazing to me for an actor to, do that, for an entire film. And the irony being that it's right now during quarantine time.
Yes. Really. Really. I put it on Facebook recently. I said, now listen, you all are quarantined. You can watch my movie. I'm trapped in a cargo container, and I don't even have a refrigerator.
I was curious as to how you were able to keep up the intensity.
We did Cargo in 8 days.
Wow.
We had they rented a cargo container, and they set it up with the lights and all that shit, and it was parked in the driveway of the DPs. Had just bought a house, which was basically empty. He wasn't living in it yet. I lived in it while I was there. and the cargo container was in the driveway. And I would come out of the house and get it in the cargo container. And it was all shot there. So, like a lot of films, with different locations, you might end up shooting the last scene and the first day, you could because they may have a location that they have to use that location that day. They didn't have to do that. So we shot the whole thing in succession of the script,
Nice.
Which really helped me a lot, because I knew what was going on with my character from beginning to end. I would say 9 out of 10 people that see it love it. Facebook put me back into business because all these people from all over the world were my fans, and I had no idea. I had no idea that American Pop had become a cult classic. I've done a number of films for a really talented young man named Joe Black. Now he was a big fan of mine also, and he came to see me at the Q&A. I don't know whether you saw the Q&A that I did.
Yes, about Pop, American Pop.
Yeah. He was in that audience, and I met him, and 4 months later, he wrote a movie with a part for me in it. These two guys put my career back in it. They're writing all these leading roles for me, and I'm doing all this stuff.
I liked everything I've seen so far, so I'm so thrilled to be able to have this conversation with you today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any other projects, coming up soon or.
A friend of mine, Tiffany Phillips, beautiful and smart, really talented young woman. She's written a web series. It's about her life. She's an actress. She's a black woman, does not look black at all.
Very light skinned.
Very much, and her features everything. Both her father and mother were black, but she did not come out. So she can't actually play black people, but mainly she plays Japanese. She plays American Indian.
Wow.
Different things.
A real flexible look.
Yeah, and she's got this series called Ethnic Ambiguous.
Okay.
It's very funny. It's a very funny series, and it's coming on YouTube. I'm in one episode of it. I play a dirty old man. It's kind of funny.
Was that a stretch for you?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a fan.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That Cargo is available on Amazon, pay-per-view, and free on TubiTV.com.
Exactly.
And right now, you guys should be checking it out because
yeah, you're not doing nothing else. You've run out of everything on Netflix, Give me 85 minutes,
I know that's right. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.